All right, so yesterday I saw the documentary Brooklyn Castle. Brooklyn Castle is kind of interesting because the film was shown at the Philadelphia Film Festival, and for whatever reason, I didn't go see it. I originally had it listed on the films that I wanted to see, but something came up, and I'm not really sure what. I think it conflicted with another film that I had on the schedule, so I wasn't able to see it. But shortly after the festival was in October. Here we are in November, and it was brought to the theaters for a run. And actually, today is the last day the film was being shown here in the city, and I managed to see it yesterday because I definitely wanted to see it. It's a great documentary. One of the things that's really good about this documentary, and I think it shows a different portrayal of inner city kids. Often you get the regular things: poverty, drugs, violence, all that other stuff. There's none of that here, even though this school, was it PS 381, I think is the name of the school in Brooklyn. Most of the kids that go there are from impoverished backgrounds. I think they said in the film 70 to 75% of the kids are below the poverty line. You don't get that sense here. People often talk about the correlation between poverty and behavioral issues and problems. The kids seem really strongly motivated. Academically, it seemed like a really good environment. Now, I'm somebody that went to inner city middle schools and high schools, and the portrayal. Now, this is a documentary, but the portrayal of the documentary was nothing as experience that I had here in my city. So that was really nice to see that there are some schools out here that seemingly create a really good learning environment for the kids. The environment that seems safe and also seems to be positive. And that's the real big thing. So that's really one of the things that really impressed me about seeing this film is the environment that these kids were in and how much they were devoted to chess. At some points in my life, I've been interested in chess culture, and I learned how to play the game. I knew a few people that um, knew how to play. Like one of my friends was a fan of chess, and he would play with his brother. And I asked him if he can show me how to play, and he's like, "Oh no, I don't teach anybody. You got to know already." So after that, I didn't know. I actually didn't learn. It wasn't really that motivated. But as I got interested in chess culture, I bought a book at the bookstore. Um, it's by Bobby Fischer, and it shows you how to play chess with pictures. And I don't think I even read the whole book. I probably read it to like page 30 or the first chapter or whatever. And I learned how to play chess. It's an excellent book. I don't even remember the exact title, but it's by Bobby Fischer. And the purpose of the book is to teach you how to play chess. And in pictures, it's illustrated. So it's a really great book. And it's really, in the way they present it, is actually really simple and easy to grasp and everything else. It makes the game seem so simple just on how to play it. It gets more complex to actually play it well, but just to know how to play it, it really just made it so simple and plain. I think I went to other things and I just didn't understand at all what they were talking about. And it's not that complex. He had the ability to make it simple. So that was an excellent book if you can find it. It's probably still in stores. Just going back to the documentary, one of the things that when you see something like this and you see these kids working so hard, I mean, you can even become embarrassed yourself because you don't put as much time and effort into things that you love as these kids do. And that's what real greatness is made of, finding a passion, something you're very passionate about, and devoting a lot of time into it so that you can become a master, you become expert. And that's what these kids are doing. A lot of the kids are very highly ranked and are put a lot of pressure on themselves in order to obtain the level of player that they want. You have all those rankings in chess. It just was a really, really great documentary, really inspirational. It really makes you feel good. And it's one of the best documentaries that I've seen this year. I'm just trying to go through my mind and a large number of documentaries. Probably one of the best, you know. And it kind of reminds me in Spellbound. If I don't know if you remember that about the spelling bee kids. That came out in the mid 2000s somewhere. That was a really good documentary. I actually owned that at one time. I think I had a VHS of that. I loved the movie so much. The Spellbound, like, and this is a similar thing in Spellbound. I have no interest. I'm actually a very poor speller. Have no interest in spelling bees. But the film was so great, you really get involved and get engrossed in the story. This is the same thing. You don't even have to know how to play chess to enjoy this movie. It's so good. And you become attached to the kids and also the adults that are around them. They're really putting this whole thing together. It was just really good, and you also learn a lot about the whole politics and involved in keeping your school up and running, keeping the money coming in because of budget cuts and everything else. These budget cuts are affecting the kids because they have to take away the programs that keep these kids occupied and keep them doing something positive. You know, chess in and of itself, I don't know if it's a positive thing. It's not negative, but I think one thing in chess that you kind of enjoy is this old school. You get a board and some pieces, and you just go to town. That's it. No other inputs other than knowing how to play and having maybe someone to play against are required. Where now, in this electronic age, things are more complex. It's not just buying the game. You need to have the game console. You need to have electricity. You need to have all these other things in place to make use of it. It's a lot more inputs, a lot more money involved. Where in the old days you just get enough money to buy the chess kit, the board and everything else, and you're all set. The only thing that's really, I guess, a benefit of this modern age is that you don't need an opposite person to play against. You can play against the computer, so that's the one major benefit. But this film was so good. I probably would like to see it again. Maybe even want to own it myself because it is something. And I think you can even go online, and there are ways that you can support the kids and other chess programs around the country on the website. I'm gonna try to post some links to the site and information about the film, so that other people can learn about this and maybe assist if they have the ability to do so. But hey, it's a great movie, Brooklyn Castle. If it comes to a city near you, take a chance to see it, or if it comes to Netflix, iTunes, or whatever, download it, watch it, rent it, whatever. Peace.